Good molweni, we're back epai.
For the final episode of Slice of Life, Season 1.
And we are here in the oldest public park in Port Elizabeth, the Donkin Reserve.
Few know in fact that this is a place dedicated to love.
Man, it's good to be back.
And I didn't even miss you at all.
Oh yeah, Posisa. You know it's a sin to lie to a TV presenter, right?
I can't remember learning that one in Sunday school. Back to our location for today.
So Rufain Donkin, an early name in PE history, arrived in the port heartbroken.
Over the sudden death of his wife.
He was moved to buy this land and set it aside as a park for the people of the town. He built this pyramid as a memorial to his lost love. And through this park, hundreds of years later, we still feel the echoes of that love.
Coming up, Daily Slice visits an innovative entrepreneur who runs his factory entirely on Christian principles.
Emveni koko, ingaba isenzeka na imimangaliso. We found one. Isterings zakhona ngabantwana beSunday school.
But first, he started as an American tourist, the only white guy at a church in New Brighton. He finished with this question: what would happen if we flooded Mandela Bay townships with as many university graduates as possible? And part of the answer includes my co-presenter here.
Dlamini, kuzenjani umi wase-America afika lapha eBhayi?
Mina ndafika ngo 2008 ndasuka America and ndaza apha kuba bendifuna ukunceda abanye abantu. So mina ndafika ndizibuza ba nzophalaphi and ndaya ecaweni ndithi molweni nonke mina ndingujim and ndifuna ukunceda eluntwini.
He was kind of hard to miss. He comedy lang Amerikaner and hy's die enigste blanke in 'n kerk vol swartes. And he came to the front and he said, "Hello, my name is Jim. Ek wil iets vir die gemeenskap doen." So natuurlik het hy die regte ding gedoen en van hom weggehardloop. Unfortunately, people kept coming to him and say, "Hey, you need to talk to Fiks." So hy was my maatjie vir 'n weer lang rukkie en dan te begin ons Masinyusane.
En wat is die hoogtepunt van jou werk hier?
It's actually in 3 parts, I would say. Eerstens, as die universiteitsstudente, as hulle graad vang, oh man, dan is dit like trotse moment, like it's just because they've overcome so much, you know. Now you can actually go out and help your family and stuff. And secondly, when with the little kids, as hulle, you know, they come in the first time, hulle skryf min of hulle skryf nie at all, and then a few months later, hulle skryf vir die paragrafe, and it's beautiful to watch. Their confidence goes up, it increases. It's beautiful to see when that happens. And then thirdly, met die jong mense wat met die kleinkinders werk. Want hulle is mos studente wat graad gevang het, maar hulle werk nie. So we train them and then they start working with us and they just love these children. And it's beautiful to see the love that they have for the children. And we may not be very preachy as an organization, maar die Here het ons gesê love one another. And that's the most important thing for us to do, is to just love one another.
What made Jim leave Wall Street for PE?
Yeah, o kokupala mina ndakuliswa kuikaya lobukrestu, yebo? O koisibini ndiayaziba ndinobomi obunye bokupila. En bendinga funi ukuntlita ubomi bam ngokunncedisa abantu abanemali eninzi, yebo? Ndiayaziba utinko ufuna ba I spend my time serving those that need help, yebo? Kuserva abanye bantu. Tina sienzi zinto esimbini. O kokupala siabanncedisa abantwana bokufunda. Tina siyazama ukubanika opportunities to get a good education basemcha. O kwesibini siyanceda abantu abadala ukuya university. And Tina, we provide them many different types of support throughout their university studies. Yebo? Mana ndiayaziba andingu walapa, yebo? So I can't go into the community and change things. Kodwa ndingafumana abanye abantu abasemcha and bona invest in them, and they will bring about change in the community.
We hear from the students.
Masinyusane, ndingatsho as ndingumfundi kaMasinyusane, uncede into ezininzi ngoba bendisesikolweni. So kube kunyanzelekile uba ndi-aplaye evarsity but ndingazi uba ndizo-aplaya njani. But kwafika uMasinyusane wazosinceda uaplaya evarsity. And futhi wathi ubana masingabi nawari ngento ii-funds because uzosithetha noNSFAS sikwenze sikwazi ufumana ii-funds for evarsity. And yonke into ihamba right, basinceda noku-aplaya. While sisesikoleni still basinika question papers for the practice sibe sikwazi uqhuba kahle kwe-exam zethu. And kwayenzeka ke ndapasa ngena yaba right. Kwafika lo nyaka ndaba stress ndayohlala kwafuneka ndi-aplaye lapho kaMasinyusane. Ndafumana ilaka nam ndaba ngabanye abafundi abahlala apho kule ndlu. Njengoba bahlala apha kule ndlu kaMasinyusane safundisa ukuba funa sithandane and uba wenze into wrong ube ngokuqala utsho komnye umntu. Sihlale as a female apha kaMasinyusane. And ndifunde i-leadership skills because singabantu sisuka kwi-background ezi-different. So funeke siqhelane nohlobo esithetha ngalo sihloniphane nafuthuza. And ndingathi bana ngoku nje basithetha ndihlala apha kaMasinyusane house. Bandinceda kakhulu because bangazokwazi uhlala endlini because kukude ekhaya funeka ndithethe 2 taxis uza apha bandilate. And njengoba ndilapha ndifutshane gqi kwasesikolweni ndakwazi nohamba nasebusuku because nee-bikes umntu ngamnye une-bike apha endlini kwenzela akwazi esikolweni. And bayasinceda if uyabetheka lapha esikolweni bakucelela uncedo kumntu opha evarsity akwazi ukuncedisa kule modulo obethekala ngayo. And as bandilapha ndifunda ezinye izinto kuMasinyusane ndatsho nam ndaba nomdla udlala indima kwabanye abantwana. So xa ndingumzekelo ndiyinto elafini ndiyakwazi ugive back to the community njengoba uMasinyusane yenze kuthi umahluko kwenzela abanye abantu baphuhluke babe ngabanye abantu ngenye imini.
Yonela shares her thoughts.
Ukuba uMasinyusane idlale indima enkulu kakhulu ebomini bami qale ngo-2016 ndanenza ibanga lami leshumi. Yandincedisa ukulungiselela iimviwo zam noku-aplaya eNelson Mandela University. Khange igqibelele apho yandinceda ndafumana icham loba ndihlale endlini yaseMasinyusane sibiza as i-M House. Ukuhlala e-M House kumnandi kakhulu ngoba ndihlala nabanye abantwana esineenjongo ezifanayo, iinjongo zophumelela ebomini, sitshintshe ubomi bethu. And kukufuphi nasesikolweni nantso into endiyithandayo ngayo andibi naxhala le-transport and everything. And kumnandi kakhulu uhlala apha ngoba silusapho olumanyeneyo, usapho olufudumeleyo. Siyathandana njengabantwana abahlala endlini eyi-one futhi ke silusapho olwazana noThixo ngoba rhoqo ngecawe siya ecaweni and yeah.
I also understand niya enkonzweni rhoqo ngecawa. Khasichazele.
Mina, ndiyaziva ngathi nothing is more important ebomini than relationships, yebo. So ndiyabathanda ukuhlala nabo. Ndiyazi ba I have the opportunity ndinethuba to mentor them, to guide them, to build them into future leaders, yebo. So ndiyathanda ukuhlala nabo.
Abangxoli ke ngobona.
No, bayanxola oko. Bayanxola oko. Yeah, ngamanye amaxesha kunzima ukuhlala nabo. Kodwa ndisabathanda.
And then I also understand rhoqo ngecawa niya enkonzweni.
Ewe, Tina, we are a Christian household, yebo. Those are our values. And siya ecaweni kunye, it's an opportunity litu baloitu loku worship together, loku bulela uThixo, siyayazi ba we have many blessings ebomini betu, and we can be grateful for them, kunye, yebo. And Tina, we grow in faith together. It's an opportunity for us to grow in faith together.
Okay, okugqibela umbuzo ke ngoku. Njengoba ke ngokwaMasinyusane ukholo lwakho lukhule njani okoko bakwaMasinyusane?
Oh, kumbuzo ulungileyo.
Okay.
Yeah. Mna, I feel very blessed to have the opportunity to help others. Yebo. Ndiyazi ba lonto yi blessing. And I feel much closer kuThixo xa ndiyabanceda abanye abantu.
Xa sibuya ndincokola nomfo ohamba nayo ncakasane le nto ka-Daily Slice ukuluphila ukholo lwakho ekhayeni nasenkomeni. The business world can be a very cutthroat place at times. Profit margins, managing people, managing wage bills. Where does our faith fit into all of this? Wel, ek het onlangs saam met iemand geklets en hy is besig om die boek oor te skryf oor die impak van God in die werksplek. Ian, what does it mean to be a Christian at work and at home?
I think being real to who Jesus is. You know, what I love about the disciples is that, or when they spoke about them, they said to them that we can see these guys have been with him. We can see they've been with Jesus. And of all the things you can read about him, of all the things you can learn about him, all the principles that you can try implement in his name, the truth is that if you're not with him, then what's the point? People don't pick it up. So I see in my children, I see in my wife and in work and all the failures and successes and stuff, it's that if I'm with him, then he comes through. If I'm trying to be like him without him, I fail miserably.
And let's talk about business. Tell us about the work that you do.
We design, manufacture, and roll out retail shops. So when you go and buy fast food, we make the stuff inside those fast food stores. The counters, the tables, the chairs. When you go into retail shops to buy clothing, we're the guys that make those units that you take the stuff off the shelf. So my passion has always been, what is business that brings God glory? Why does work exist? Why did God create work? What it is about, you know? But God created us to need one another, to collaborate together, to build society through the gifts of one another, serving one another. The lie today is that you only have to worry about yourself. You can just worry about your own financial security. You can just worry about your own health. No, the truth is that if you buy a massive house worth 10 million in a poor neighborhood, what's going to happen? You don't worry, you don't care about the neighbors around you. Your value's going to drop as well. You are inseparably linked to other people. So business becomes these little, almost organisms of people coming together with talents and gifts that gets compounded at a level that you cannot do by yourself.
How is your business different to the model of following orders from top down?
Understanding that the role of leaders is to unlock people. The role of leadership is to actually not be on top, controlling, but to be at the bottom, lifting up. Business operates like this. I currently see that as the employer, I'm holding a gun to the employee's head saying, you must do as much as possible and give as little as possible. The employee is holding a gun to my head saying that I want as much as possible, doing as little as possible. It's a lose-lose. And in a lose-lose, everybody loses. How do we create a win-win? A win-win is when we say, no, but the market pays us. Why don't we drop the guns, unify together under a common vision? Why don't we share what we create proportionately to the value that we're adding to it, and we chase it down?
Recently, God gave Ian a vision.
He showed me this picture of a bubble, and that's the dream that God's given you for your life. We normally do everything we can to protect and keep people away, and anyone gets too close, we start to fight with them and box. And what happens now when someone else, an employee or someone else comes along and their bubbles get too close? What happens when they touch? There's two things that can happen. Pops, or they touch and they become bigger. So it becomes what God wants it to become. So what happens if I told you that you would never be able to reach the God-given plans and purposes for your life unless you poured your life into those 5 people? That is the vision and the model of codependence, of collaboration.
Now, we have this one question which we've been asking everybody this whole season. And that question is this. They say the hardest place to be a Christian is in your own home. Now, with 3 boys and a wife, is this true?
It's crazy true. Because they know everything about you. They see everything inside of you. So often I'd find myself praying with my son and talking to him and then being vulnerable with him and telling him the challenges I'm facing in that day or that week, and big challenges, you know. I tell him the money, I tell him the real stuff. And I don't have the solution or the answer, and then I ask him to pray for me. And the profound prayers that come often from heaven are just blow me away. And this is a 10-year-old boy. God moved through him in simple prayers and add detail and answers that I didn't even tell him about. Then I share with him afterwards, and his faith grows because he just realized God used him. And so my vulnerability brought about a faith moment for him to step out. And I just see this beautiful opportunity in our homes. We're so often concerned about that that the world out there is going to corrupt our kids, that society is going to get the better of them. And I'm like, who spends more time with them? You're with them most of the time. Stop trying to maybe put cotton wool around them and create this perfect environment, but take the opportunities of everyday life, the challenges, and see it through the lens of God as an opportunity to teach them that life isn't fair, but God is good, you know?
Miracles, they happened all the time in the Bible. Why don't we see more today? After the break, we find a local Sunday school class who were part of God's plan for the most beautiful miracle.
Luke 18:27 tells us, what is impossible with man is possible with God. Have you thought partymal is het moeilik vir ons om dit te glo? Kodwa yanga inkosi ingeva umthandazo wabantwana abancinci.
I have a Sunday school class here in PE, a group of 10 to 12-year-olds, and I've really enjoyed the past few years building relationships with them, sharing the love and getting to share the gospel. Cassandra and I have been friends for a long time. She's one of my best friends, so we actually study together. And she and Jason had been married for a number of years, but I knew that they had serious fertility problems, that doctor said they couldn't have a baby.
We started trying for a baby, and I think we both anticipated things happening very quickly, as you do. After a few months, I started getting particularly anxious. I instinctively just knew something was wrong. I went and got tested, Jason went and got tested, and we found out initially that I had issues, and I was devastated. I thought, okay, this is, everyone's kind of, it was one of those things I'd really feared, and it was now presented to me as a reality. And then Jason was incredibly supportive about it, and he said to me, you can't be upset about something you can't change. And then found out that there was something wrong with him as well. I think until you've been in that situation, you can't explain to someone what it feels like, or, it's something you take completely for granted. We went to go and see a professor at the UCT medical facility, and my husband said to him, is there any chance of this happening on its own? And he basically said, not even if I took your sperm and her egg and put it into a petri dish, they wouldn't even then find each other. And he kind of even gave a little chuckle at the question.
Every day I walk my dog in the park, and when I do, I pray. One day I felt that still small voice say to me, Nicola, you need to get your Sunday school class to pray for Jason and Cassandra, to pray that they can have a baby. And I said, no, Lord, it's embarrassing. What if it doesn't work? Not to involve the kids, I'll just pray. But it's just something that I felt. I saw that we were doing Abraham and Sarah in the syllabus. And I said, okay, God, it's now or never. So after the lesson, I said to my kids, okay, guys, now we're going to pray for an Abraham and Sarah in my own life. And if God can give Abraham and Sarah a baby and they were nearly 100, then he can give my friends a baby because they're only in their 30s. So we prayed, and basically I just asked God to make the impossible possible. Some months later, I saw Cassandra in Cape Town, and I nearly said something to her because I felt a baby was coming. But I thought, no, let me rather not. I didn't want to freak her out with this Christianese, So then I asked the Lord, I said, well, how am I going to know? And it just came to me that she's going to WhatsApp you a scan pic.
I got a bit nauseous, so a bit of what I now realize was morning sickness. I don't know what made me click, but I thought, I'm a bit late, and maybe this is something. For me, it was quite scary. I think when we'd done that home pregnancy test, Jason was immediately elated until we'd been to the doctor and they said, here is that little baby, here is your picture. A part of me was too scared to hope.
I was driving past Warmer Park one day and ping, my phone goes ping, and I looked and it was a message from Cassandra with a scan pic saying, we've got news. And I was just overcome with emotion, and I stopped the car and I just read through her message and I just said, thank you, Lord, because you knew that all those little hearts and minds believing together, that was what was needed to create this miracle. I mean, that's a life that's been created that I'm looking at here on my phone. Thank you, Lord, for this miracle.
What was Nicola's reaction to all of this?
It was beautiful. So when we told everyone the news, there were obviously a lot of special reactions, but hers was amazing just because she said to me, she sent me a long message, and she said to me, I'd nearly said to you when we saw each other that I hope you're ready because there's a child on the way to you. And she said, I thought it would freak you out, so I didn't say anything, but I saw this coming. I was incredibly moved. And then, you know, when she told me about her Sunday school class, so many people, which we didn't really realize until we announced our pregnancy, were so invested in the story. And like, I think because it's such a sensitive subject and you're so emotional about it, people don't necessarily talk to you about it because they're afraid of upsetting you. And then only when you've got the good news, you realize that everyone was actually on that journey with you and felt for you, even though they didn't know how to express it to you.
Of course, when I went back to Sunday school, the kids were absolutely ecstatic and they couldn't believe it, that this had really happened, that it was a miracle that they'd played a part in. One of the girls actually asked if she could keep the scan pic. And, you know, I'm not always sure if she's paying attention or she's with the class 100%, but that she was so touched by the story that she actually wanted to keep the scan pic.
I can't explain the gratitude for the gift we've been given and the ending we've had in our story. She's now 5 months old. She's incredibly strong. I feel very blessed for the kind of baby she is. She's got a wonderful personality. She's very warm, always smiling at people. She's a very good baby. And I always say to my mom, I'm so lucky. And she said, no, you're not lucky. You just waited a long time, so you got a good one.
It's touched me, it's touched Cassandra and Jason with this beautiful girl, Sienna, who's been born now. It's touched my kids, of course, that they will never forget this amazing thing that happened, this miracle that they played a part in. My student teachers, I announced it to the church as well. So it's touched the broader community. And I really think that people are crying out for miracles, for the impossible made possible. And his word says that what is impossible with man is possible with God. And wow, we've really seen that in our lives.
And with that, we've reached the end of this season of Slice of Light.
We hope you've enjoyed our Sunday morning brunch dates as much as we have.
Check out our Facebook page where you will see wonderful behind-the-scenes shots and stories of our adventures of the past 13 weeks.
We leave you with this quote by Madeleine Langer.
We do not draw people to Christ by loudly discrediting what they believe,
By telling them how wrong they are,
or how right we are.
but by showing them a light that is so lovely that they want with all their hearts to know the source of it.
Till we meet again.
uThixo anisikelele nonke.